Hi guys, Katie Rex here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope y'all are having a fantastic Tuesday. If you are catching this part, you are probably catching me on the replay. And if you would be so kind, comment #replay. Let me know if you are able to tune in at a later time. And if you are just hopping on now, please say hello. I love to see who is here with me tonight. This one is going to be a quick and easy because I'm doing just simple hack look for the day. I am going to start out real quick with just shaping my eyebrows while a few of you hop on before I get into the goodies of the cream foundational system. So if you are new to this page, I am an independent artist with Saint Beauty, formerly Mascara, if you've heard of that before, and we are all about cream makeup system in a compact where everything is literally at your fingertips. It's amazing. It is going to seriously up your makeup game beyond like whatever you are using today. I promise. Just shape just a little bit in here. Just like a little filler. They don't need much, my brows, but they need a little something. You know, a little something, something. So just filling that in. Adding a little bit. See that? See just how a little bit to the brows can even just make a difference. Just bam. Okay. One more little fill in on this side. And I think we can just roll right in and get started. I like to kind of fill these bad boys in first, especially if I'm doing a simple look, because honestly, I probably won't add anything else around my eye area. There. Boom. Okay. Now that we've got that done. So this is my palette. I have like the Mac Daddy of palettes because let's be honest, I love makeup. Hey, Joni. Thanks so much for hopping on. Are you on vacation, girl? I feel like, or maybe you just got back. So I have multiple colors. Yes.
He has to be so close to me. And he has to be right in my space.
He's in your space. Can we get along?
No, we can't.
You can't get along?
He is such a stinker.
Why don't you come sit with me? Want to come sit with me?
I want to watch the TV.
All right. Well, then you're going to have to find different seats to sit in.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
I'm gonna sit in
children. So, I have a few different main shade foundations. Some I use for color correcting. Some are my main shades I like to brighten. I've got my contours, bronzers, different lip and cheeks, a whole array, just a whole level just of lip and cheeks. And then I keep all my powders on the bottom.
I just moved his chair right by me.
Why can't he just be right by you?
Because I don't want him to. He's such a stink.
Well, can we just get along for a little bit?
No thank.
No, thank you. Well, I think thank you. Oh, Lord, children. Okay.
Please,
I can't.
I say.
No, I'm not gonna make him move away from you. He just wants to be by his sister.
Why?
Because he loves you.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
I'm not that mean.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do my makeup right now, so you can either stay in here with me or you can go sit by your brother.
All right, and I'm gonna have a snack.
All right. Gosh, stinker kids. Okay, so this is my absolute favorite brush. It is our blush and bronzer brush. All of Saint's brushes are double-ended. You can see there, I don't wear, you know, like filters. This is my honest to goodness face. We're going to get right into it. So, you can see kind of the redness that I have going on here. I have redness around my nose. I have a lot of discoloration. I promise you, if you are just like catching this part, take a look at me here. String forward to the end. It's going to be a world of difference, I promise. But still so natural looking. Okay, so this is like my darkest shade in my palette. I match you to a contrast color. I don't know hardly any women in the world, to be honest with you, that all have the same color all across their entire face. So when we wear just one shade foundation, what we're expecting that one shade to do is to bring the lighter parts of our face up to that level and then the darker parts of our face down to that level, which is going to make you apply more makeup than what is needed for your face and just pull you cakey, wonky. You don't want that. So with Saint makeup, what I do is I will color match you to the level of your skin. Don't worry, I do all the extensive work for you. I have been extensively trained in all of this. I've studied it. So leave the harder stuff to me. The easy stuff I put onto you, and that is just paint by numbers. I tell you exactly where each color goes, where to apply it, how to apply it, and you'll get amazing results. So I like to use this dome end of the blush and bronzer brush because it gives me like this buffing effect. You guys, you use such little product. I am literally tapping. You can barely see any product on here. I'm just tapping Mommy, in and buffing on. Mommy, yes.
What snack can I have?
You can have like one snack out of your Easter bag.
But where's my chocolate?
It's in the closet.
I can't find it. Please find it for me.
Pull a chair up, honey. It's in there.
Please,
if you can't find it, then you can't have it right now.
Look, I got them, Mom.
There, have a cookie like Hunter. Hunter found the cookies. Okay. If you don't know me, I am a mom of 2, and this is what life is like when, you have toddlers and you run a business, right? It's just flows together. Okay, so I've corrected all that redness around my face just by buffing in with this end around those areas. And I'm just lightly buffing, but it takes away that redness. Now I'm going to go in with another color. I'm going to call this like my main shade foundation, I guess. This is like where majority of the tones in my face reside, okay? And so like around here on my jawline, so I'm just buffing again. I'm just buffing in circles. If you have mature skin and wrinkles that you're dealing with, or you need an even fuller coverage, I recommend pouncing. So you're going to pounce the product around. So you're still using the same amount. You're still just dab, very little, but you're just pouncing it on and in place. This just helps to keep it in place. I have no idea what that was. And just work it around and blend it in. And then I like to just kind of buff out at the end. Okay. I have like all these dimples in my chin. So I just want to make sure I've got those. Okay. Then I work my way up. Everything, you guys, it is literally in one palette. It's like I'm an artist. One palette, one brush here. And just working my way around my face, buffing this color in. I just kind of gently sweep under the eyes, uplift them, and boom. Just buffing. Get into that hairline. Same over on this side. And working this color all around. It's so amazing. The creams, like once they touch your skin, they sit there for a minute and then they like just melt right in. The warmth of your skin just melts them right in place. And it's amazing how well they just like all blend together. I love saying that like this makeup is really like foolproof. Like anybody can do it. It's mistake proof. Because if you do happen to make a mistake, it's a cream. It just blends right out so effortlessly. Okay, now that I've got that peppered, I don't want to say peppered, that doesn't sound right, but spread out kind of around the areas of my face, I'm going to go in Now, boom, with what I call like a brightener color. So this is the lightest shade in my compact. You can use your finger, you can use a more detailed end, but this is where I'm going to go in and brighten. So I'm just dabbing here in the inner corner of my eye, and I'm going on the outer corner of my eye. Same on this side, so I'm going on the inner corner of my eye and on the outer corner of my eye. And then I'm going to take this brush and just pounce that around and get me some coverage and brightness in and around the eye. Do you see how much that just lifts and lightens? You don't need a whole lot of product with this stuff. You will find less is so much more. I'm just pouncing that around. Next, we're going to get into our contour. And the best part about this stuff is it is all so inexpensive. And since you use such a little bit, it goes such a long way. All of our products here are gluten-free, paraben-free, sulfite-free. These specific ones are fragrance-free. However, we do have perfume-infused Illuminator. So we do have perfumes, which obviously those hold fragrance. But I think pretty much the only thing we are not is vegan, because we use beeswax in our formulation. So that's like the only reason. And there are so many. I'm just putting some of that brightener on my nose and between my brows and above. There are so many benefits to using beeswax, being such a natural product. I'm going to put, so I like to brighten in the T-zone, which means like straight up and down my face. So I just tap a little bit in and I'm buffing that around. Again, this is just going to provide a little bit extra coverage anyways and brighten those areas up. Okay, now this is where, oh, just the goodness is about to happen. I'm switching brushes. This is my other, just second favorite brush, the detail brush, and we're going to contour. So you can see I've got my redness under control. I've got kind of a main shade going on. I brightened, but what I'm missing is all the depth around my face. So I'm going to go in with this contour color. This color is ash. Again, don't fret. I pick all of your custom colors for you that will work with your skin tone, textures, depth, everything. And I like to take this brush on an angle. You can see it's like a flat, smooshy brush. I like to go on an angle and just tap right in on it on an angle. Swiggle, that's a new word. So you can see it's only on the bottom half of this brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top of my cheekbone here. And the illusion we want to make is obviously like a chiseled out cheekbone line here. And then we want to bring it down ever so slightly in an angle starting at the top of your hairline down to the corner of your mouth. And we're going to like cup it a little down here to give myself just a cheekbone. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to pounce as well. And you want majority of the product to be back at your hairline. So I'm just starting here and pouncing like so. It's going to create this amazing line. There's the start of my contour line. You can already see it's starting to shape out that cheekbone. So I just pounce back and forth, bringing it down. As I come down towards the corner of my mouth, I'm going to grab a little bit extra more. So like I said, heavier in tone back by the hairline. As I start to pounce and bring it down, I'm curving just a little bit down here, right around where my cheek, you can tell like where that dead zone is when your cheekbone actually stops. So you just pounce up, get it right on, under and on that cheekbone, because that's what's going to give it that chiseled out curvature there. And as I'm coming down, I'm just slightly twisting a little bit and cupping under that cheek. Boom. Do you see that? And then I like to just use the other end. I'm going to make sure there's no products on it. There shouldn't be, but you never know. And then I'm just going to softly blend this line very gently. I still want to keep that dimension there. So I think the number one thing that I see majority of women doing when it comes to contour is, one, they're terrified of it. You guys, what is with my ears being so red? Like, what did I do? It's like they're on fire. I'm just color those a little bit. Tone those down a little bit. Anyways, the thing that I see most women doing the most is they are, one, terrified to contour because they've never done it before. So they blend like the heck out of this stuff and you lose it. So if you are new starting out, I always say don't fret, don't be nervous of contour. All of the creams make it so easy. If you do put too much on or you feel like it's just too much for your look that you normally wear, it's a cream foundation. It's going to blend beautifully. It's just going to like blend right out. So don't even sweat it. So I just, like I said, I curve a little under there with whatever's leftover product on my brush, and I'm just cupping it up. And I'm going to show you a little bit. See, I got it a little lower there than what I wanted, so I'm just blending that a little out. See that? And I'm staying up. I'm always working the product up on my cheekbone, up to my hairline, okay? That's the goal. Work it up. We want uplifted cheeks, attention to the eyes, all that good stuff. So I want to show you, when you look at cheeks in general and like a chiseled out cheek, plump, you know, apple of the cheek, it's really going to be like narrow here towards the hairline, and it's going to come out and get that apple forming. So we're really creating this shape that is like soft back at the hairline, but bold in color, okay? But like small and soft back here. That's why I like this brush, because you can get it so precise just on that one corner. And you can already see how more chiseled out this cheek is. I mean, I have a pretty square face, like naturally. I don't have predominant cheekbones. So I am obsessed with contouring because it gives me those cheekbones. And then, like I said, I just, as I get here, you want to, again, start up at your temples. This isn't your temples. These are your temples. You want to start at your hairline right above your ear at that cheekbone. You're going at a downward angle towards the corner of your mouth. As you get to the corner of your eye, that's usually where that bone stops and you get that dead space and you start curving in. It's so simple. I promise you, it is so simple. So the next place that I'm going to contour, because when we're contouring, we're adding shadow and dimension back into our face. So I'm going to, same brush, again, going in on the side. I'm pretty sure my entire pantry is going to be on the floor here in a minute. So I still like to use that half scoop, whatever, and I'm just going across the hairline up here, and then I push it in like so. So I'm just pushing it in, rubbing it. I just rub it into the hairline. Again, look at that. It just adds that dimension now. My face looks not flat. It looks, you know, like shadowed. Just, I've got a round face. I've got dimension. I'm adding all that back in. Next, and you can see just the tone and texture that the makeup provides because it's a cream foundation, so it's so hydrating to your skin. Next place, I'm going to grab a little bit more, and I'm actually going to start back behind my ear and chisel a little around like my jaw. And this is just going to help to create a more predominant jawline. Sometimes I even like to go in here very lightly and like chisel a little niche right in here to give me, because like I said, I have a little square of a face. It's amazing what contour can do. And then I'm just blending it down. Like, guys, we're not going back to, you know, 1990 when everything was, you know, where you had that line. Let me just chisel out right there where you had that line. We don't want a line. We want a shadow, not a line. Chisel out a chin. Chisel out that cheekbone. Look at that. It's just, guys, this stuff is amazing. Okay, next is optional, is contouring your nose. You can use this end as well. Sometimes I like to use the more detailed end. I'm going to go into a little bit ashier and darker of a color. You could use the same one. Our staple, like, nose contour is shadow. But I didn't put her in my palette. So I just create a line on one side, create a line on the other side. I am 100% positive my pantry is on my floor. And I just bring those up. And the closer you can get these lines together, the better. And then I just kind of like soften them out. I feel like a lot of people miss this step, or just it's not in their normal beauty routine. And that's okay. If like you're not one to nose contour, honestly, don't sweat it. It's not like a must. It's just something that I've added that I don't know, I just like appreciate more, chiseling out even more of my face than I ever have before. And then sometimes I'll go back through with just like my finger and make that bright. That's with like my brightener color right there down the middle. And then I'll just pounce that on, create some definition there. Boom. Okay. Next is I'm going to put on some lip and cheek colors. Like I said, I've got like all my Mac Daddy in here. Ooh, wait. We want to bronze first. I love bronzing, so I'm going to bronze first. This one on the end here is our Bella bronzer. So I just pounce. Guys, I'm using like the same brush for everything, aren't I? It is so amazing because you use such little product. You don't even have to clean your brush off in between. So I add some Bella to the right above each of my brows, okay, and work it into the temples on the side. Because if I was out in the sun, this is the spot that would get hit first, is like each of the corners of my forehead would get hit first. Next is going to be like the highest point, as long as I'm not wearing, you know, like glasses and stuff, sunglasses, is going to be the highest point of my cheekbones here. So I just kind of work a little bit in on each of those sides and just bring warmth into the face. Biggest difference and misconception I see so many women doing, I was there, I did it before too, before I actually knew about highlighting and contouring, is I was using my bronzer as a contour without even knowing it. Like I just thought that's what you did. But no, bronzer is, and I just add it down my neck because, as I've said many, many times, I self-tan. So this just helps bring the rest of my body in ties with my neck. Can't talk and go over my neck at the same time, apparently. So, and it just, I don't know, I just love some warmth around the face. Boom. Okay. Now that we bronzed, I'll get to the lip and cheeks. But, yes, contour is going to be more ash in tone, which will create more of a shadow. Your bronzer will be more warmth in tone, which just adds like, you know, that sun-kissed glow. So that's the difference between a bronzer and a contour shade. And that is why you use contour as an ashier base will create a shadow. Bronzer as a warming will create that glow and warmth. So very different placements, very different products. Okay, I think I'm going to go in with Cindy. I love Cindy. She's a little overrated, I feel like. Most people get scared of her because she's pretty pink, but she comes on so well. And I will tell you, everybody's skin is different. I'm just going to swatch her for you. She's not as potent as you think. She's got a little bit of shimmer, but she's more, definitely lighter in tone. People look at her and think like bubblegum pink. I don't want that on my face. I promise she's not like that. So again, I'm just going to use that same brush that I've been using. I'm going to pounce in just a couple times. I already got too much. I like warmed it up with my finger. Okay, so I'm pouncing some off on my hand, but I'm going to stay, like, here's that apple that I created with that movement up. I'm going to stay out of here. I'm going to, like, hold my finger on my actual apple and place the color right behind it like that. And then I like to work that color back right to my hairline and bring her just a little forward with very little product. Again, we're trying to create this uplifting cheekbone that's going away from my face. Everything gets lifted up. It's so pretty. Look at that. I'm just going to pull the rest of the color that I dabbed off on my hand and put her over here. So again, I always start behind the apple of my cheek and just pounce up. Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for hopping on. Let me know if you have any questions. Hi, Michelle. I hope you are doing super well today. Okay, so got my cheek color on. Again, I just bring that directly up into the hairline and uplift those cheeks. If I ever do make a mistake and like get my lip or cheek colors too close to my eye, I'll go back in with this detailed end. And remember how we brightened under that eye? I'll just kind of like bring that back down and ensure that I've got some brightness and space there. So pretty. And then for my lips, I like to mix and match different colors. My absolute favorite is Black Cherry. I know she looks so scary here, but she is just this amazing purpley shimmer. I love her. I should look in a mirror instead of putting her on in my phone, but. So you heard me correctly too. All of our lip colors are cheek colors. So blush, lipstick, same. I would probably say more lip gloss. These are not, they are meant to stay on your cheeks. They are not meant to stay on your lips as a stain. So if you are looking for a long lasting lip wear, this would not be, I mean, you could start the day with it, but it will wear off throughout the day with drinking and talking and whatever you're doing. But it's so hydrating and beautiful. I love that color. So what do you guys think? The last step that I have in my process is I use my beauty blender or sponge. Perfector sponge is what Saint calls them. And I just like to go through, especially kind of where I've overlapped, and under the eyes is always a tricky one. That's where our fine lines and wrinkles sit. And we want to make sure there is no product just like residing and sitting in there. So I just like to buff that out. And with a Perfector sponge, you're going to want to get it soaking wet. Like squeeze, 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 squeeze. Thank you so much, ladies. Squeeze it till like the death is going to come to this sponge. There is not an ounce of water, droplet, anything left. Then I want you to get a towel. If you have like a flower, one of those like flour sack towels, those work the best. I just use my microfiber hair wrap towels. I like those. But wrap it in that towel and squeeze it again, even more. Suck the life out of it. It is no longer even going to feel wet. It is probably just going to be swollen like this one and cold. So I'll show you the difference in, like, this is another one. Here's like a normal size when it's dry. This is soaking wet. So you can see it's going to like double in size. Always use a damp Perfector sponge. If you use just dry, it's just going to take your makeup off. If it's still too wet, it's just going to take your makeup off. So you need to like, there's like a sweet spot, which is like incredibly not wet, damp sponge. So now that I've gone through and just kind of sponged through, blended, and removed any excess colors throughout my face. I like to use this dampened one and go into a cream illuminator. I have like Dulce, Rose Gold, and Pearl here. These are like my three main cream illuminators that I absolutely love. And I'm just going to take the end of it and I'm just going to like sweep in and dab. So you can see I've got a little, you probably can't see. I've got a little bit on there. And I'm just going to hit the high points of my cheek all the way back here. And it's just going to like add this shimmer and glow to my face. We call at Saint, we call our illuminators, well, the industry, I guess, itself, like our foundational system is called highlight and contour. So your main shade foundations that I used in the very beginning, we call those highlight on our website. Contour is contour. But in the industry standards, a lot of companies call that shimmery that I just like put on, they call that a highlighter. We call ours Illuminator because it adds just illumination and glow back to the skin, which is another reason why I absolutely love cream foundations. So gorgeous. And you guys, like, my skin still looks like skin. I've done nothing with my eyes except I've got my Lashify lashes on. I think I can zoom in. Do you see my skin? Like, I still have pores, you guys. Like, I still have dryness and acne that I'm working to get rid of. But the coverage, the technique with this makeup, it is so incredibly beautiful. There's no filters here. This is my skin. It is glowing. It looks amazing. Chisel that face out. Everything. So, if this is something you are interested in trying out, please shoot me a DM. Fill out my color match form. It's linked here in the comments. I think it's in the like title or something of the live. I would love to help you create your own palette for yourself. Again, I have like the Mac Daddy. I always start everyone out. I match you to like 3 different size palettes because I think that you should get to choose what's in your palette. So I will tell you the absolute bare minimum I think your face needs. A medium, kind of few extra standards, and then as always going all the way up, not quite this big, but a little bit bigger to like if you wanted every single thing I could recommend for you within our product line, it's there. So you make the decision of what you pick up and really how you wear your makeup and all of that takes into account. So I'm going to stop here. I'm not doing eyeshadows today. This is just the basic hack 3D foundation to get you into our cream foundation. So please, again, message me if you have any questions. I'm always here. I'm always happy to help. That is what I love doing. That is why I do this and share this with you guys. So have a great rest of your week and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.